Hello parents, my name is Daniel Krueger, and I'm here to present the emerging challenges of cyberbullying that our students face today. So what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is defined as bullying that takes place using electronic technology. Electronic technology includes phones, computers, tablets, as well as social media. It makes sense that ever since electronic technology is on the rise, well, so is cyberbullying. So let's take a look at some of the current trends and stats around cyberbullying. 95% of teens in the US are online. 7 in 10 people experience cyberbullying before they hit the age of 18. The most common targets are children, young adults, especially girls, students, and members of the LGBTQ community. And then cyberbullying was actually more prevalent in schools that banned the usage of cell phones than in schools that didn't have a cell phone ban, which I thought was a very interesting stat. And cyberbullying comes in many different forms, as we could see by the bar graph over here. Majority of the time, at 35%, it's someone has taken a screenshot of somebody's status and kind of like sent it to a group chat and, to make fun of them. We have trolling. We have mocking somebody online. So there's all these different forms of cyberbullying, and if we were to take a look at what some of these forms are, one of the most common is exclusion. A lot of times, they're excluding a student that maybe doesn't have a piece of technology that the other students have, or not part of a group that other students are part of. There's your typical harassment, which is like name calling. You have outing, which is publicly humiliating a child through social media. Cyberstalking is a very, very dangerous form of cyberbullying. Here, the attackers are using social media to harass the students. Oftentimes, it's adults using social media to meet young people. There's something called fraping. In this form of cyberbullying, somebody is impersonating your student or your child on social media. They even go as far as creating fake profiles, so fake Facebook or Instagram accounts impersonating that student. There's also something called triggering, right, which somebody will befriend somebody else online in order to gain their trust so that they can kind of extract some personal information from them. Then there's trolling. Right here, trolling is when somebody attacks somebody, and the attack is geared to get some sort of response from your son or daughter. So calling somebody a troll today is more prevalent than it used to be. And then finally, we have catfishing, which is creating a fake profile. This time, it's not a profile that imitates your son or daughter, but here this is a fake profile that they're creating to deceive your son or daughter. Right. So, what are the effects of cyberbullying? Cyberbullying can lead to a heightened sense of insecurity and instability for the teenage mind. So this could have several consequences. Sometimes with students that are cyberbullied, we see a decline in academic performance. We see some pretty severe effects on their mental health, such as long-term depression, and even in some cases suicide that was caused by cyberbullying. So what are the laws, regulations, and policies that are in place to fight cyberbullying? Well, most states, I think all states but Montana, have bullying prevention laws in place. Right? However, these laws or just for typical bullying, there's not separate laws written for cyberbullying in most cases. In most states, cyberbullying is left to be dealt with by the school districts themselves. Right? Which begs the question, does the school have authority to discipline students for cyberbullying that occurs off campus? A lot of times this bullying is done, on cell phones, off of school property, and not during school hours. And often the courts say yes, the schools do have the authority to discipline students, even if the behavior, the cyberbullying, is committed off campus. Right, because that behavior is resulting in a clear disruption of the school environment. So finally, what can I do if my son or daughter is a victim of cyberbullying? Number one, if you know that your child is being cyberbullied, make sure that you report it to a school administrator or to a teacher, so that we can investigate it and support your son or daughter if they need it, and discipline the cyberbullying so that behavior stops. All right. Please make sure that you save a screenshot as evidence to prove that cyberbullying has occurred. And then finally, and this can be done even if you're not sure that your son or daughter has been a victim of cyberbullying, it's always important to talk to them about how to stay safe online, and just to discourage this cyberbullying behavior. So if you see it with somebody else, make sure you talk to them and have them report it in that same way. And here are the references that were used to create this presentation. All right, parents, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.